Hey everybody, welcome back to the Comic Wall. It's me, the Outcast Angel, and today let's talk about issue 2 of Image Comics, The Weatherman. Now, I was so excited for this issue to drop because after last issue's just explosive and uh, just explosive cliffhanger, I needed to know what happened. Turned out, we found out that Nathan Bright, the weatherman, was possibly the man behind the attack on Earth that led to the death of several billion people. I can't remember the exact number, but I mean, it's already a lot. Anyway, um, in this issue, we drop back to the memorial that Amanda and that little old lady, Mrs. Morgan, ended up attending for Earth, and we see the president, uh, addressing the people in this memorial, saying like, 18 billion. There we go. 18 billion of our sons and daughters, our mothers and fathers, and brothers and sisters were taken from us by evil men. And like how I was confused about last issue about if this was like a small little base or city or just a little colony on Mars. Turns out it's one of many. Mars is completely colonized. And the city that we're focused on right now is Arcadia. And as she's trying to rally the people, uh, the crowd ends up getting too riled up. Like they almost seem like they're trying to attack the president. And I mean, they're wanting justice for our families as they keep screaming. But I mean, it's not her fault, you know? She's not the one who led the attack. She's not the one who's uh, poking ass, you know? She's doing as much as she can, as anyone can, to find the people who did this. And so they end up taking the president to safety, but the crowd ends up turning into this angry mob and rushing to the president. But as that happens, Mrs. Morgan ends up getting trampled by all these people. And Amanda checks up on her. I don't know if she's dead or not, but Amanda leaves her with the paramedics and she calls into her boss, Fitch, saying that she's coming in. And in this next scene, we're back in space. We're in this space station orbiting Mars, and Mars looks a lot like Earth now. I don't know what they did, but they did something right. They did something right that we're hoping to do in the near future. Well, in the far future at least. But they did something right. We jump in on Nathan, who's getting his ass handed to him by one of these soldiers and by Amanda, and she's trying to get some answers out of him. She brings up something called the Sword of God, but Nathan doesn't know anything. He's getting the snot beat out of him, and he knows nothing. But when he ends up asking for his dog Sadie, who was killed in the last issue, Amanda does something very cruel, in which she has Sadie, his Nathan's dog, brought in and draped over his shoulders like some kind of twisted shawl, and it's so heartbreaking to me. I mean, Sadie was his baby, and I mean, it just sucks that it's just cruel. Anyway, in this next scene, we see Amanda meeting up with her boss, Fitch, and they end up talking about these bounty hunters that attacked Nathan in issue 1. And turns out we see the first one that Nathan actually killed, the big guy, was named Wayland Cade, an Memnomian. I'm not sure how that works. Special forces and former security chief for the Gorlog crime family on Venus. Also a heavy gambler or something. I don't know. And then we see Emma Oakley, the really pale woman, aka White Light, and Fitch describes her as an albino pilot with laser knife specialist. She's mute and communicates through sign language, which answers that question because I was confused uh, about I guess what was wrong with her in issue 1. And then we see the marshal, who is described as a prosthetic walking nightmare from the border towns on Venus. And they don't know much about them, but they know they're dangerous. And if all of these people are from Venus, I don't think Venus is a very good place to live anymore. Now we see Nathan being brought in to this what they call a psych, and I'm not sure if he's exactly psychic or if this device that he's wearing allows him to see into Nathan's head or his thoughts, you know? And turns out Nathan's not lying. Uh, the psych says his memories go back to the day after the attack, and then there's nothing. It's like his mind's been wiped clean. So then Amanda ends up sitting down to question him some more, and Nathan's still trying to, flirt with her, but she's obviously having none of it. Amanda ends up going into the story on how the U.S. military put together a team of enhanced special operators to help them win the war for Titan, which is one of the moons of Saturn. And the program, codenamed Orca, uh, specialized in like off the books stealth incursions. And one of the finest of the orcas was named Ian Black, who turns out he was like a perfect soldier. He was one of the best they'd ever seen. But after the program was defunded, uh, Black joined a mercenary group on the Venusian frontier. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it's somewhere on Venus. Of course, all the bad stuff's happening on Venus. Anyway, he was recruited by someone named Jason Jenner, who is the leader of this terror cell called the Sword of God. But turns out Jenner was the man behind the attack on Earth. He hired Ian to bring him this weapon that he would later use to destroy Earth. And after the attack, Ian Black sought the services of a neuroscientist named Dr. Miriam Nisith. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And turns out she's been studying PTSD and how to replace and remove bad memories. Ian had this procedure done on him, and the way Amanda describes it is that he gave himself a second chance at a life he didn't deserve to become a new person, Nathan. He turns out he is Ian Black, but he has no memory of this, and this just infuriates Amanda to the point of trying to kick his ass some more and almost killing him. But her boss kind of reels the reins, saying like, "Calm down." And so turns out Nathan has no memory of anything past the attack. Turns out this springboard that Amanda calls it keeps him from asking questions about his previous life. He and his parents were on some kind of transport. It crashed. His parents died. He survived. He woke up in a hospital with a bump on his head, and he had no memory of anything after that. Amanda ends up going to see Fitch, and his twitchy secretary kind of lets her in. I'm not sure what her deal is, but Fitch is absolutely pissed. He hates the way that Amanda's handling this case, and from what we see, Fitch believes that Nathan is innocent, and the reason why he's innocent is because Fitch describes him as a man with no memory of committing the crimes he's accused of. So our top priority is keeping him alive at all costs. And we find out that Fitch lost a lot. He lost his husband. He lost his 3-year-old daughter. And he's taking this case very personal. He wants his mission that he says is to save the ones that are left, not to punish the people that did this. He kind of puts Amanda in her place, and we see Nathan here crying in his cell after looking through all the files on this case, and he's losing it. I mean, I'm surprised he hasn't completely like shut down, because I mean, I don't know how I would react if I was accused of something like this. It's just it's insane. The next day we see Nathan and Amanda talking about this case again. Amanda's playing it cool again. Nathan's still pretty bruised and bloody. But Amanda shows him this video, and turns out this is Girner talking on this video, and he's still with the Sword of God. And turns out they're going to try and finish what they started 7 years ago after destroying Earth. And the last thing he says is, soon we'll finish our great work, and we'll all be saved from ourselves. What does that mean? Like, why do we need saving from ourselves? as Nathan and Amanda are talking, an attack is led on the ship that turns out it's it's the marshal and that pale pilot who attacked them in the first issue. So Amanda ends up taking Nathan to the escape pods, and as Fitch is giving her her orders, Fitch's secretary rips open her shirt, and she has a bomb strapped to her body, and she yells, "Save us from ourselves." Now Fitch knows he's dead, you know, so his last words to Amanda are, "Good luck." And the whole station explodes as Amanda and Nathan blast out of there, and that's the end of this issue. So I'm excited. It's another just gripping cliffhanger, and I can't wait to see what happens after this because there's just too many questions, you know. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, drop a like, show the love, hit that subscribe button to get more of my videos, ring the bell to get notifications when I post new videos, so that way you guys stay updated and don't miss out. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.